All right, Aries, welcome to your weekly horoscope for April 13th through the 19th. My name is Athen. Okay, so we've got a lot of emphasis actually on you, Aries, this week, and it's going to sort of be the theme now for the next 4 weeks. Happy birthday to all of you Aries suns out there. We've got the sun going into your first house, and we've got the new moon taking place here in your first house on Saturday. So a lot of activity, and your ruler Mars is forming up some nice aspects. So let's go ahead and have a look. One thing I want to say too is that this week is certainly dying down. We're coming from the third quarter phase, which is more of the active energy of the full moon, and going towards that new moon energy, which is always a time of more of an introverted process, letting go of the old cycle, accepting the old cycle, taking what we learned from the old cycle, and perhaps thinking about where we want to head for the new cycle the next 30 days. So on Monday, starting this week here and coming out of the weekend, we have your ruler sextiling up to Neptune, Mars. And so this is an opportunity here with a lot of this Neptune energy, which is going to be playing a role this week actually. And so this is involving your 11th house where Neptune is. So perhaps you guys have had, you know, these dreams, these visions, these ideals for maybe things relating to community or the world or your friends or your groups or something humanitarian like this. But maybe just dreams and visions in general. So whatever it is, Monday and this weekend leading into it, it's an opportunity here with your ruler to put energy into it. So whatever it is for you in particular, it's about setting those goals, putting things into action to follow those dreams. And I think that's a big starting point of this week. So yeah, Monday, an opportunity there. You can choose or choose not to utilize it, but it's a good one. It's a good one involving things that use your, those visions that you have, but in a very good way, because Mars anchors it, makes it a reality. Whereas Neptune by itself is just kind of spiritual, nebulous. Mars brings it into the everyday experience. Then on Tuesday, we've got the sun going into your first house. So this is new possible endeavors. I think this whole cycle, I think definitely this week, reflect on these goals and visions and ambitions and drives and things you want. The emphasis is certainly on you now. And a lot of this energy coming out of Pisces, where things were more about rest and nebulousness, uncertainty, and going within. A lot of this moving forward energy for you. On Tuesday and Wednesday actually, we do have a challenging aspect. We've got Venus opposing up to Saturn, which is involving your second house, where Venus is transiting in Saturn, which is your 8th house. So the key here is I think you guys have been, or have had the opportunity rather, to enjoy the simple pleasures of life. Venus in the second house is about the good meal, the simple life, the simple pleasures, anything that invokes your senses. And so I think this might just be a couple days here, Tuesday and Wednesday, where you want to make sure you're balancing this on a very grounded way. And I think making sure maybe you're not going to any extremes with the either financial or enjoyment or relationship side of things. And if you're feeling a little bit of an imbalance, like maybe feeling a little bit isolated in relationships, which might be the case for all of us, the way to balance that is to either put attention on whichever area is out of balance. If you feel like you're not enjoying yourself and there's not enough of those simple enjoyments, then put emphasis there. If you feel like that's already good, but maybe there's something missing in regards to your bonds and the deeper connections and the deeper elements of life, which is Saturn in the 8th, then put emphasis there. And this is, the 8th house is about the things that aren't material, but are still your values, the things that are very important to you on that deeper element. So keep a balance there Tuesday and Wednesday, and I think you'll get the most out of it. And it can be very grounded when it comes to those enjoyments as well. Thursday through Sunday, actually, we have a very important transit. We have your ruler Mars squaring up to Jupiter. So this is a very powerful transit, and this has been about taking action, but in a very moderate way. And so the key here for you with Jupiter transiting your 4th house is now that Jupiter is direct. Last week and this week is a lot of this forward-moving energy with the abundance and opportunities coming through home or family or things relating to your past with Jupiter in that 4th. So take action there, and I think just make sure it's moderated, because a square from Jupiter isn't like a square from, say, Saturn. It's actually very benefic if you're using it in a constructive way. So I think as long as you're staying grounded this week with your actions, and again, it's this energy too, which is what I'm getting a sense of with the new moon on Saturday. the new moon energy isn't the time to rush into things, especially not before the new moon, because it's the balsamic phase. You're supposed to be reflecting and thinking about things. So if you are taking action, just make sure you're being very malleable and you are open to change, and you're open to listening to you're being willing to adapt and learn through your experiences, I think, is the best utilization of this. And if you're not taking action, that's great too, actually. But it can be a time of maybe seeing those bigger pictures, bigger goals, especially with your ruler here in Jupiter. It can certainly show you the bigger life path and what is in store. Maybe this month, but maybe in the just distant future as well. Saturday, we have that new moon in the 1st. Okay, so reflecting around Saturday, I think involving your goals, drives, and ambitions will certainly be key. Then on Sunday, we have some interesting aspects where we're still in the new moon energy. Venus is going to be squaring up to Neptune. Mercury is going to be sextiling up to Neptune. And Venus trining the North Node. So here it's about idealization. Just watch those grandiose visions. Keep things, again, nice and grounded in regards to the visions, whereas the beginning part of the week, you're much clearer about it, and there's a lot of intent, and that's good energy to be utilized. This weekend, this week on Sunday the 19th, this is enjoy the deeper the visions. Just make sure, especially involving relationships and things on a day-to-day level, just avoid making any major big decisions, but anything that is following your dreams and your overall visions in that nice, slow and steady way where you're being willing to adapt and move and not hold on to anything too tightly, and I think you're going to get the most out of it. And it certainly can be a time of moving forward if you're able to constructively use this Neptune energy, especially involving finances. That'll be a challenge, I think, maybe working with the finances, working with relationships. I think something that you're involved with might have something to do with that on Sunday. So I think if you can find a way to really put positive energy into those Venusian things, I think you'll get the most out of it. And Venus is trining up to the North Node, pointing towards your 6th house. So this whole year is about your self-improvement and growth. And so Sunday is certainly a great day to do that, again, when coming from that balanced vision and creativity. All right, Aries, have a fantastic week. Let me know if you have any questions. Get in touch if you'd like a personal reading, and I'll talk to you all next time. Take care.